Welcome to the Productive Life Podcast. In this episode, we're talking about how you can pursue your hobbies and passions and bring them back into your life. Welcome to the Productive Life Podcast, hosted by me, Megan Minns. This is the podcast for entrepreneurs who want to be more productive in their business and their personal life. Because as a business owner, your business and personal life are connected, and we can't talk about one without talking about the other. Each week, you'll learn about productivity, organization, personal development, self-care, business strategies, and more. And now, let's get started. I'm currently recording this episode from a spare bedroom in the beach house we're renting for our family vacation. I'm just sitting here with a cup of coffee and enjoying some quiet time before the whole family gets here. So figured it'd be a great time for us to check in and for me to record another episode for you. And I'm really excited to be talking with you today about how we can include and incorporate some hobbies and having fun into our lives again. Because as entrepreneurs, it's so easy for things to be all about business and all about work. And I've been recently going through a personal journey on incorporating some old hobbies back into my life. And it's been transformative and so incredible. So I'm excited to talk to you a little bit about this and how you can incorporate some hobbies and fun back into your life as well. So I don't know about you, but there are hobbies and passions that I used to have in my life, but I lost somewhere along the way and just kind of stopped doing. And a few weeks ago, I was talking to my business coach and realized that I used to get so much joy and fulfillment and growth from dancing, from sketching, and from working out. And I used to dance for hours every single day growing up, especially in high school. I was the captain of my dance team. We were doing performances. Hours every day dancing. But as soon as I graduated high school, I just stopped. Didn't take any dance classes. I just stopped dancing. And I used to sketch or paint for hours every single day from childhood through high school. I would doodle throughout the day. I would be actually creating art. I actually competed in art competitions. I was creating art all the time. But somewhere in adulthood, I just lost that habit. I stopped creating and my artistic side kind of faded away. And then for several years in adulthood, I worked out a lot more often than I do currently. I was working out 3 to 5 times a week. I loved getting stronger and spending quality time with my husband in the gym. But again, just somewhere over the last 1 or 2 years in particular, I felt like we got quote unquote too busy, just kind of stopped doing it. And all of these things used to give me so much. They gave me a lot in return that I think I didn't realize until I was reflecting on this with my coach recently. And as soon as it wasn't part of my daily life, as soon as there wasn't structure around any of these things, all of these hobbies kind of faded away. So after talking to my business coach about this and just realizing how much I got back from these hobbies, I decided that it was time to bring them back into my life. And I'm definitely still in the middle of this journey, but I wanted to share with you what I've been doing because it's been incredible. So again, last week, or I guess 2 weeks ago now, is when I decided that I wanted to incorporate all 3 of these things in particular back into my life. So the week before, I sketched for the first time Thursday night. It was terrible. I was not good, but I pulled out my old sketchbook and my old charcoal pencils and just kind of started sketching. And again, I was terrible, but I got into my groove eventually. And it was just so much fun. It was so much fun to just start sketching again. And then the next Monday night, I went to a dance class with one of my friends. And again, I was terrible, y'all, but I had the goofiest smile on my face the whole time. As soon as we started, I was just full of so much joy and fun from dancing and learning choreography. Even though I wasn't good, even though I felt embarrassed sometimes, I was just, that feeling when you just can't help but have the biggest, stupidest smile on your face? That was me. And that was such a reinforcement for me of just how much pleasure I get from dancing. And it was undeniable. So that was crazy. And then last week I went to the gym with my husband in the morning for the first time that we've gone together in ages. And it wasn't in my best shape. It wasn't my best workout, but it felt so good to kind of work my body in that way and then also have quality time with my husband before both of our days started. And these are all little steps. These aren't even things that I feel like are habits built into my life again yet. And I wasn't the best at doing any of these, but they were just little steps at the beginning of what I hope is going to be a journey and kind of rediscovering myself, that's really how this has felt because for a lot of my life, these were key parts of who I was. I was an artist, I was a dancer, I was healthy and worked out. And I feel like I just lost all of that. And so this has kind of felt like while I'm focused on business and really big business goals, it feels like I'm rediscovering who I am for myself and not for anyone else, and rediscovering my passions and my hobbies and my talents outside of business and work. And it's okay to not monetize them, and it's okay to just let them be something that really just refills me and gives me joy and pleasure. So, again, this is just the beginning of my journey, but I wanted to go ahead and share it with you because I found that as adults or as entrepreneurs, a lot of us lose our hobbies. And it's not only something that's just like, oh, you should have hobbies when it's really something that gives you joy and fulfillment and fun. It adds so much richness to your life. It makes your life feel so much more than just like work and personal obligations. And it's been incredible, and I'm excited to just take you along the journey. I'll probably be sharing more about this on Instagram stories, and I'll do check-ins here on the podcast over time as I keep figuring out how to incorporate these back into my life on a more regular, consistent basis. But I do have some tips right now for what I've already learned as I've started this journey. So the biggest question I think I had at the beginning of figuring out I wanted to reincorporate these into my life was how to make the time for them and how to make it something that was fun and not like an obligation. So here's how I would encourage you to go about this if you want to incorporate hobbies and having fun back into your life. So the first thing is to kind of think about what these hobbies are and passions for you. I mean, for me, it was pretty easy. I knew already what they were. I knew it was dance. I knew it was art. But if you aren't really sure and you maybe haven't thought about it in a little bit, I would encourage you to do a little bit of reflection to just think about the things that used to bring you joy. And the questions that I got from my coach that helped me kind of re-channel this was thinking about a time in your life where you felt really happy or fulfilled or strong or creative or powerful or anything like that. Kind of start thinking about times in your life where you felt X, Y, and Z, whatever they are for you. And for me, when we were doing that exercise, it was like, when was the last time you felt really powerful and in control of your body? And it was like, well, dancing for sure. And it was like, when was the last time you felt really creative? And I was just like, man, when I used to sketch all the time, I could just create stuff, charcoal, colored pencil, painting, all of it. And it was so incredible. So maybe do a little bit of reflection on what time, like when have you felt that way in the past, and start to make a list of like what those hobbies were and kind of reconnect with that feeling you got from those hobbies and passions. Then the next thing you can do is kind of like list out what you could do to bring those things back into your life. So for me with art, it was like, well, I don't need to go create a crazy painting, but maybe I can just develop a habit of creating something in my sketchbook more regularly. Or maybe I can start playing with like digital art on an iPad with an Apple Pencil, or like, what can I do to bring that sense of artistic creation back into my life? Or with dancing, what's something I can do to bring dance back into my life? Well, I can take some adult dance classes. There's a lot of options there for what that could look like, but at a baseline, I kind of did some brainstorming for what that could look like. Then the next thing to do is to just pick some and start. So maybe book some dance classes, or buy a new sketchbook, or buy a new guitar, or, sometimes buying something or putting your money towards these hobbies and passions is what can kind of reinvigorate us and feel like you were kind of starting fresh. So for me, pulling out my old sketchbook was cool, but kind of had like some really weird negative feelings attached to it, because it was like, oh, this is who I used to be. And I'm kind of comparing myself to that version of me. So I haven't done this yet, but I'm actually going to buy a new sketchbook, or I'm thinking about getting an iPad with Apple Pencil, but kind of something to make it feel fresh and exciting and new, and not even really comparing myself to the old me. I also booked and bought a dance class, like I said, with my friend. So what are some things you can start doing? And maybe you need to buy something to kind of reinvigorate it, or maybe you need to just put it in your schedule, decide when you're going to do it. Is it in the evening after work? Is it during a lunch break? Is it instead of watching a TV show on Netflix? When is it happening? So figure out what you're going to do and when you're going to do it, and just start, literally just start doing it. And then you can make a note of how you felt before and after. So for me, Like I told you earlier, when I was doing the dance class, it was just undeniable how happy I was. Even though I was terrible and messing up, there was just pure joy. And same thing when I was sketching, even though it was kind of frustrating at first when I wasn't very good, by the end, I felt so good. And so start to just observe how you feel before and after, like doing the hobby, whatever it is for you. And assuming it's a positive feeling, keep it up. Just be comfortable being terrible at first. Especially if it's something you used to be good at, you're probably not going to be as good when you pick it back up, and that's okay. Just be comfortable being bad. You may not pick it up where you left off, but it's okay. And just keep it fun and easy and enjoyable with no pressure. So I still don't have like a strict structure in place yet at the beginning of this journey. Like I don't have a goal to like dance 3 times a week or like sketch 5 times a week. Like I don't have any of that really in place yet. Maybe like I'll keep you guys updated. Maybe that will help me. But for now, it's just kind of this like list of things I know I want to do more of and bring more of in my life. So maybe instead of sitting there watching a movie, I might try to sketch while I'm watching a movie. Or, when I'm thinking about what I want to do during the week, maybe I can look at the dance class schedule and pick what works for me. So yeah, it's just the beginning of this journey, but I really wanted to just share it with you because it has brought so much joy and fulfillment and happiness back into my life and made me feel like me again and a new me. And it's been incredible. So I hope you find this helpful. If you decide to bring any hobbies back into your life, I'd love to hear from you on Instagram. And yeah, just reach out, pursue your hobbies, have fun, and I will talk to you in next week's episode. Thank you for listening to the Productive Life podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, it would mean so much to me if you would share your biggest takeaway on your Instagram stories or wherever you hang out. This helps me understand what you find the most helpful so that I can make more episodes and resources like this. If this podcast has helped you at all, please take just 1 minute to leave a review on iTunes so that we can help spread the word about the Productive Life podcast with others who may enjoy it. And last but not least, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast to get the latest episodes sent to you directly. To learn how to work with me one-on-one or get instant access to freebies, trainings, templates, workshops, and more, be sure to go to meganmins.com right now. I'll see you in the next episode.